I'm sorry. There's so many questions I have about if you're going to get your nut sacks
Oh my
waxed.
gosh.
I have so many
I
questions.
would agree. Do they
pull it apart?
Do they have to like bat wing it and then slather the wax on?
Bat wing it?
Or are they just like...
I'm sorry. Are they asking you to hold it?
That is a very good question. Just because imagine not holding it and then taking the little wax stick. It would be like a deflated balloon trying to put frosting on a
It'd be a hot
deflated
mess.
balloon. It's a hot mess.
That's so funny. Hey there. Welcome to Parties to Playdates. I'm Kendall.
And I'm Jess. We're here to fill your day with warmth and laughter.
Join us as we navigate the chaos and joy of everyday life.
We're all about sharing real life moments with a dash of humor and practical tips.
So grab your coffee and settle in for a cozy chat.
Because here, every moment is a story worth sharing.
No topic is off limit.
And every listener is a friend.
Let's get this party started. Hello.
Hey, Kendall.
Hi, honey. How are you?
Doing fabulous. Feeling shiny today.
She did a beautiful collagen mask.
I did. What does they call it? It's called collagen bank, which I don't know what that means, but it sounds like it's really putting a lot of money into this face.
Heck yeah, baby, as we should.
I don't know. I feel like it needs a little bit of moisturizing.
I probably need a lot. I've gotten like a mini facial, but I've never done anything to my face.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I should the older we get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've never, what are those things called when I've asked you about it.
Or the...
Were they micro something?
Microplane?
Yeah, that.
Microplaning? Blading?
Something.
Oh my
I think I need to
gosh.
take all the first layer of my skin off.
Yeah,
start
but
fresh.
it's a slippery slope because when you do that, it also takes the hair off your face and then it grows back.
Oh, God.
And it's a little more aggressive
So we have
when
beards.
it grows back. Yeah. So then you just end up shaving your face for the rest of your life.
Well,
Says the girl who
geez.
shaves her face on Thursdays.
Thursday's your day?
Usually. Because
That's
I'm
so
like,
funny.
if we do something for the weekend, I want to look smooth and fresh.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize, I got a facial where they did that. And I was like, oh my gosh, my face is so smooth.
Mm-hmm.
But then when the hair starts growing back, there's hair in places you didn't even realize there was hair on your
Right.
face. And then I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. It'll chill out. It'll soften up. No, it was so aggressive.
Oh,
and I don't know.
no.
I just noticed it more. And then I was ashamedly like sneaking around to where Andrew wouldn't see me like,
You're like, why does my
like,
eyebrow connect to
doing-
my
do
hairline?
my lip and whatever. And then one day he caught me doing it. He's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm just shaving my face.
Oh my God.
And I was so ashamed. And I'm like, this is stupid. This is dumb. But it is nice because it does take those layers off and it does help smooth things out and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally you cut yourself, which is embarrassing.
Oh my gosh. So you're like walking out with like toilet paper stuck to the cut.
If I get a new razor, because it's just one straight razor that they like across, you got to keep it at a right angle. But if you get in a rush and
Oh my gosh, ow.
I've got cuts like on my lip, on this poor little mole
That Maverick
that you
loves.
really have to be, that he always tries to pick off. So you got to be careful on some of the lumpy, bumpy areas because you can really mess yourself up. They even have guards, like there's a little kind of like guard thing on it, but still, if you get it wrong, you're getting slashed.
I have a story. It just reminded me. Me and my sister used to work together in the summer times in high school. We were like, I don't know, 15, 16, 17 years old for my aunt. She owns her own business to put in grocery, like cashiers, produce bins, anything from 99-cent stores or like Kroger, Ralph's, things like that. Checkout stands, stuff like that. Like she builds and you go and put in stuff. And so my sister and I, over the summertime, would just be her little bitch, and we would just go pick up lunch or go deliver wood or go pick up. We would take like the delivery, like the big trucks, and go an hour away and go pick up signs that they needed or like vinyl printing or something like that, like stupid stuff. And so my sister and I, as we're driving around, get in this stupid fight. We're so annoyed of each other, so pissed. It was probably about driving or something. And I don't even know what it was about, but we were so mad at each other. And we ended up stopping because we both were going to get our eyebrows waxed. And we go in and we get our eyebrows done and we're both still not speaking to each other. We're just like pissed.
Yeah.
And the lady who's doing me, and we're sitting next to each other because it was weird, but you can sit in the pedicure chair, and then they would wax you right there
Oh.
instead of going into a small
Yeah,
room,
into the back.
Yeah, so we were sitting next to each other, and literally my lady, she's like doing my eyebrows. She goes, "Would you like me to do your mustache?" My sister.
Oh no. She didn't even say lip. She said
Straight up
mustache.
mustache. And she could not stop laughing. It like broke the awkwardness between us.
Oh my God.
And it was like, well, I guess so. Oh my God. It was a horrible, but that's literally, we couldn't stop laughing about it after that. And she was
Oh
like,
my
your
gosh.
freaking lip. And I'm like, I know.
I
Man.
love that.
So funny.
Well, since your funny story is about facial hair, I will give you my funny story about facial hair. When me and Andrew were first married, I don't know if we had kids yet or not. For some reason, we were in this mall in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and anybody who's been to Fayetteville, North Carolina knows it is not a fabulous mall.
Oh no.
But we were in the mall, and there was those little booths in the center walkway
yeah.
area that they're always trying to sell you something. There were these ladies that were doing the eyebrow threading.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you who don't know about eyebrow threading, they take two pieces of thread and like twist them together. And then they use this technique where they like hold the thread in their mouth and then they pull it and it grabs your hair and rips it out.
It's so cool.
It's very interesting technique. And a lot of people say, oh, they can get a much better shape or whatever. People rave about it. For some reason, me and Andrew decided to both get our eyebrows threaded because Andrew has some voluptuous eyebrows.
Mm-hmm. Guys do.
So we're laying down in those recline chairs or whatever. And I'd had my eyebrows waxed a few times before. Girls know pain because they pluck all the things and do all the things. And so I remember we laid down, and I can't see him because we're both laying down, and he is out of my peripheral vision. I can see his body flailing, and he's like, "Oh my God! Oh my God! Are you fucking kidding me?"
In the middle of a mall?
In the middle of the mall, and these little tiny Thai ladies with these strings in their mouth just going to town on his eyebrow. And I see arms and legs.
Oh my
like,
God, that is so freaking
flailing
funny.
all over the place. And I am trying to stay still because I'm giggling so hard. Now, I'm going to be honest. Threading is way more painful
It is
to
way
me
more painful
than what people say. Everybody's, oh, it's so much better than waxing. No, waxing is one. Whoosh. Threading, I feel like they're like, pluck, pluck.
And they'll pluck like 14 at a time sometimes.
And sometimes pluck, 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 pluck.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but it's just like pain.
It is like pain. And it's the thread ripping up against your skin too.
It's so
But
it's
it does
so
look
painful.
better.
It does look very nice. But so he's flailing.
So
and
funny.
I'm giggling. And then they go to do the other eyebrow. And he was like, no, I'm done. I don't want it. I don't care.
I'll pay half price.
I'll pay full price and walk away with one eyebrow done. And I was like, stop being a baby. And they're all like, lay down, sir. They were totally like,
God.
You're not walking out of here with one shitty eyebrow and one precision threaded eyebrow. So he sucked it up and he stayed, but he was flailing so much on the first one. They were completely done with my eyebrows before they even got to his second one.
Oh my gosh. I would have been like going to the security guard being like, can I have that footage?
For real. I'm pretty sure I was crying. I was laughing so hard and the ladies were dying. And I swear there was a crowd forming because he was making so much noise. And it was so aggressive. And I was like, you need to be quiet. Be a man.
It's literally so funny.
Yeah, it was good. Good times.
That's hilarious.
I don't think he's had anything done to them by a professional since then. He'll let me pluck them occasionally to just clean up some edges. But that experience was definitely
It like scarred him.
It
He's
really
like, I'm
did.
never going to trust you
He's
again.
like, absolutely not. And honestly, I think it was his idea for us to both do it. He's like,
That's
oh,
so
let's just
funny.
do it, babe. And I was like,
Okay.
let's fucking go. You don't know pain yet.
No.
And I didn't, I'll be honest. I was surprised. I was like, oh, geez, this is a lot more than I anticipated.
Yeah.
But such good times.
And it's very interesting. You can do it to yourself. There's YouTube
Oh,
videos
yeah.
and it's really cool.
Yeah. Well, the last time I got mine done over in Fort Walton at a place, they did a beautiful job. They took their time making this beautiful shape. They did it. But what happened was my car was getting fixed and I decided it was going to be a few hours. And I'm like, I'm just going to walk to the threading place, get my eyebrows done, and walk back. But it was really hot outside. And so, and it was like 2 miles there and 2 miles there, 2 miles back. And I'm like, I'll get my steps in, whatever. But so I think what happened is like my body got overheated. And then I got there, they did it. And then I walked again and got overheated again. Because a couple days later, I had everywhere that they had pulled a hair out was like a tiny little pimple where it had got inflamed from the sweat that had dripped down into it immediately after it was done. And so I had double eyebrows of just little tiny, like little tiny whiteheads, which that had happened to me before once when I got my mustache waxed.
Every time I do my lip.
My lip turned into an entire lip of just little tiny whiteheads. It was terrible. And
I wax my own lip, and it happens pretty much every single time. So I just don't do it anymore. So if you see me with a mustache, that's why.
Yeah, it was.
I don't even care.
It was terrible. Guys, can't we just have facial hair too?
Right? And why can't mine be blonde?
I know. What's funny is mine on my lip is a little darker than everywhere else on my face.
That's so funny. It's so weird what decides to be what. Because like,
it is.
I never shave the top of my thighs. My mom always said only hoes and sluts shave.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
I know. My sister brought that up while she was here. She's like, do you remember mom saying that only hoes shave above their knee? And I'm like, yes. So, but all this
You're like in school looking at these girls with their shaved thighs and I'm like, slut.
Hilarious. I know. I don't know where she brought that up from or how she got that.
Honestly, it's kind of, she shamed you into not, you're like, I don't want to be a hoe.
Yes, I'm not shaving my legs. But all this is blonde.
Oh my gosh.
So I never shave it.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
But it was so funny because a few years ago when I was working at Shunkel, some girl was like kneeling next to me on like the calculator and she saw my legs. She goes, you need to shave your legs. And I was like, I never shave above my knee.
Only hoes do that. That's what you should have said. Only hoes shave above their knee.
I'm like, it's blonde. There's no reason to shave it. And it's true, but everything else is blacker than black.
What's funny is I used to shave just to my knee too, probably because my mom didn't say only hoes do that, but for some reason she said, you don't need to. It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, so I listen. I don't care. But then I remember after I got married, Andrew was like, why are you stopping at your knee? He's like, why would you only shave half of it? And I was like, I've never shaved above my knee. He's like, that looks weird. Why would you do that? But I had blonde leg hair too. Yeah. So I'm like, well, you can barely see. He's like, this is really strange. And so I was like, ugh, fine.
I guess I'm shaving.
Your upper leg is my upper leg is a lot bigger than my lower leg.
It's a lot more work.
I'm just saying, we just doubled my shower time to shave
Did you tell him
both
that?
top and bottom of my legs. No, I was just like, well, I guess I could try it. And then I did. But once you start, then you can't go back. So anyways, today's episode is about body hair, apparently. We're 14 minutes in, guys, on body hair. We're just going to keep going. Tell me your next waxing story, Kendall. We were going to talk about something else, but we're continuing on.
I actually have another funny waxing story.
I do too.
Some of these are a little inappropriate, but
let's go. I'll put the explicit marking on the episode, Kendall.
My girlfriends and I, when we were in high school, later in high school, you know, like for summertime, senior year, probably. We'd all want to go get Brazilian waxes because we don't want to shave in the summertime because all we would do is live by the beach. Or we would go to the lake, go to Arizona, go to all these places where we're going to be in bikinis all the time.
Yeah.
And the first time we all went to go get waxed together, so funny. There's 5 of us.
I like how you guys did it as a team.
Oh, we've done it a few times. And it's actually so weird, but it is what it is. Literally, we went to a nail salon in our town that I guess somebody was like, oh yeah, they do really good waxes. We're like, okay. And mind you, I'm like the only one that I'm like, this fucking shit hurts. I'm like, I don't want to. I'm like, can I just do one not Brazilian? Can I just do the sides?
Just the side.
I don't want to do all this. This hurts. And everyone else is like, you're fine. They do a really good job. I'm like, oh yeah, do they? Fine. So we all go and we're all going, right? And everyone's screaming. Everyone's like, oh my God. And then one of my...
Are they doing it in the same room?
No, you go in one by one.
But you can hear people in the... Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, you just took this team Brazilian wax to a whole nother level.
That is another story I have too. I have 2 more stories actually. But so we all go in, and they're like little cute Asian ladies
Yeah.
that can barely speak English. And they don't really talk to us or do anything. But one of my girlfriends goes in. She was second to last or something. And she comes out and she goes, she told me I look like a good girl.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but she's like, she said, "Oh, you good girl." And we were like, "Oh my God, what? What?"
What does that mean?
I don't know, but I'm assuming it's about her hoo-ha and something about it. And I couldn't believe it. We all were like, what is that even? What? So none of us are? What does that even mean?
What does that mean? I'm so concerned now.
I know. So that was just very strange. We never went back to that place. Ever. We never went back to that place.
I wonder if something just got lost in translation and she meant something else.
I don't know. Really weird and bizarre, right? Really strange. We're like, okay, we're leaving. I don't even know if we finished the last one or not. My other story is one of our good girlfriend's moms works at a waxing salon. I forget, it was like Wax Theory or something. And so she had it at her house, and it was just the melted pull wax or whatever, which was way better than the strip ones. And so we would literally go over, we would have mimosas. We would just all one of us laid on the bed while we were all talking and the mom was waxing us away.
The mom, full Brazilian.
Because that was her job. We didn't think it was weird.
I'm trying to think of any of my friends' moms, if I would be okay with any of them doing that as a teenage girl.
Oh, actually, I have two other stories too, which is really funny. I don't know if you want to tell yours first.
Oh my gosh.
They're all waxing the vagina.
I have only had one Brazilian wax in my life, and it was the first time Andrew had been deployed, and before he came back, I was like, I'm getting a Brazilian to be like, welcome home, honey. This is what you've been waiting for, you know? And the process of getting a Brazilian wax is the most outrageous stuff that women do to feel sexy or to feel beautiful or to just like the way that it looks. The lengths that we go to, that we will pay money to go in a room
with a stranger,
armed with hot wax.
And
freaking the lady I went to had baby powder.
Oh yeah.
And she like baby powdered me down. Like, and then she was like slapping on the wax. And if you've never had a Brazilian wax before, you don't know how those parts of your body are going to feel when hair's getting ripped out of them. And I was very surprised at places that I was like, that wasn't bad. And other places I was like, whoa!
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I was like, this is very an interesting job. And then I'm just thinking about this lady and how, I don't know, I wanted to have a conversation with her because I wanted to distract myself a little bit. But then I'm also like, I don't know how much I want. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's such a weird, awkward, strange situation. But one of my favorite waxing things, I sent it to you guys in the group chat the other day. There's this episode of New Girl where Schmidt and Nick and Winston, Schmidt convinces them to do a spa day. And they're all getting their facial treatments and stuff. They're like, oh, Schmidt, this is actually really nice. And then the guy comes up and he's like, are you guys ready for your Brazilians? And Nick is like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I have a girlfriend, but I'll have a look. Like, he thinks it's something completely different. And then he's like, no, sir. He said it for like nuts to butt or something, like a full wax nut. And they were like, no. And Winston says something crazy like, I have crazy follicle strength. It's going to be a bloodbath down there. And then Schmidt's like, calm down, guys. It's not that bad. It's not like a back alley sack waxing.
Oh my God.
And Nick says, they have those? But it is really one of those things, like, when you really start to think about who came up with this bullshit, that's like, let's slather some hot wax on all the most sensitive parts of your body and then rip the hair out. And we're going to have, obviously, we're going to have somebody else do it because the positions you have to get into.
Which are also so awkward.
Yeah. And it's not like they're they're not covering you up with anything.
No, you're just full on
You're
nude.
full spread eagle.
They're like, ma'am, can you hold this butt cheek a little higher?
Yeah,
And you're-
exactly. It is the craziest thing in the world. But same thing. You do it and then your skin gets all irritated and you can have breakouts and ingrown hairs and all this stuff. And then it's like, what's the freaking point of all the things? So anyways, the back alley sack wax is probably my most favorite.
So good. Just that term.
And then I love the episode's hilarious. If you've never seen it, go find it because it's freaking amazing. When they actually commit and they do it and they're all in different rooms, but it turns into this slow motion montage with, imagine a war movie when they're running into war and things are happening. It's like one of those with that type of epic music in the background. And the ladies are like, pulling the hair off. And all the guys are like they're just screaming and writhing in pain. And it's so funny.
Fantastic.
One of the best New Girl episodes ever.
That's really funny.
Yeah. Hey, that would be a great Father's Day gift as well.
Oh, yeah. Hey. How funny would that be?
Not a back alley sack wax, though.
Or
Just a nice quality one.
I'm going to send you to go get your sack wax.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what? I'm not going. Yeah. I'm sorry. There's so many questions I have about if you're going to get your nut sacks
Oh my
waxed.
gosh.
I have so many questions.
I would agree. Do they
pull it apart?
Do they have to like bat wing it and then slather the wax on?
Bat wing it?
Or are they just like...
I'm sorry. Are they asking you to hold it?
That is a very good question. Just because imagine not holding it and then taking the little wax stick. It would be like a deflated balloon trying to put frosting on a deflated balloon. It's a hot mess.
That's so funny.
Maybe we'll have the guys do one and we can get some insider information.
I had Ryan wax me before when I was really pregnant with Mav.
Yeah.
For some reason, I had butt hair growing off of my butt cheeks, not like on my butt cheek, on beneath, like where my butt hits my thigh. And
That's your thut.
Yes, that. Yeah. I had thut hair. And I was like standing one day and I was like, something's tickling me. And I like grabbed it and it was still a part of me. And I was like, Ryan, what the fuck is this? And he's like, that's your hair, babe. I'm like, I do not have hair down there. That's the weirdest. For some reason, I started growing hair in the weirdest places when I was pregnant. And I was like, we're waxing that shit.
Well, only hoes shave their thuts. So you never made it that high.
And
that's why there's hair there.
It was so ugly. I straight up waddled my fat ass into Walmart. They had a nice waxing kit for $25.
Nice.
And it was the pearls where Ryan, he's sitting there reading every single direction. He's like, okay.
He's like, we better do this right.
Yeah, and that's him. He's like, all right, so I have to put it in the microwave for 30 seconds and then stir it. And then if it doesn't, keep going every 30 seconds. And I'm like, just melt it. Come on now. And he's sitting there stirring it. And he's like, this is the right consistency. I'm like, yeah, it looks good. He's like, all right, bend over. So I'm literally on my hands and knees in the middle of the floor in the living room one night.
In the living room?
Living room. And I'm not kidding you. My stomach was so big, it was touching the floor. And he's sitting there rubbing wax on my freaking ass cheek. And I'm like, you have to pull it and then put your hand on my skin. Like, you know, when they like pull it and like, I was like, you gotta do that because it hurts.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. And so he literally with 1, are you ready? 2, 3, and I'm like, yes. And then I'd be like, let me see it. Because I would need to see if the hair came out.
Let me verify that we've removed all the hair.
And literally, we thought it was the funniest thing ever. He was straight up waxing my butt cheeks.
I love it.
It was fantastic.
Right about then, the UPS guy shows up with the delivery.
Oh my God.
Dude, today at work, I saw this dude waxing his wife's butt in the living room. Can you imagine?
I can't imagine.
Gosh, that's so crazy.
I've also had one of my roommates wax me before I went to Costa Rica for a month.
Yeah.
And that was a whole situation too, because she was very good about it. She was like the whole slapping thing. She's like, I have to do that. And I'm like, no, please. And we were laughing. Everyone was cracking up because at the time we lived with 6 other guys and they were like knocking on the door like, are you guys okay? We're like, don't come in here. We're fine.
Don't come in here.
Thank you. As I'm like screaming.
Nothing but screams and slaps.
We're like, we need more wine. And we were just laughing. And she's like, okay, now I need to do your butt. And I'm like, well, how are we doing that? She's like, you can either lift your legs up high and spread them or you can get on your hands. And she's like, I don't know, figure it out. And I was like, oh my God, this is scary. But it was really funny. It was really funny. I mean, I've even waxed myself.
Really?
Yeah.
You are a brave waxer.
I'm a crazy person that I would wax, but I've broken blood vessels before down
Oh my
there that it like
gosh.
bruised really bad. And my mom was like, you need to stop doing that.
Oh,
You're going to hurt yourself.
no.
I'm like, I already did.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I haven't done any more waxing, but I did try a round of laser hair removal, which was not bad at all.
Mhm.
But you have to go, it was like 12 sessions.
Jesus.
And what's really funny, I got the same girl every time. So you kind of
That's
like
nice.
really get to know her.
Mhm.
But you have to go for a certain, they space it out over a certain amount of weeks because of the way your hair growth patterns go. They go in certain phases and all your follicles are at different phases. So they have to hit them at the specific phase to help kill them off. It didn't work great because I have lighter hair, but anyways, that's a lot of information. You're welcome, kids. Hope you're not listening to this episode.
So funny.
It did make a difference. Like I feel like it improved and they didn't grow back. Like they were weaker hairs when they grew back.
It's some weaklings.
But the really funny part is, so the girl, she was super sweet and really nice. And then one night we were out at Tootsie's and we're listening to live music and we're hanging out, and a friend that we knew showed up, and then she had this girl with her, and I'm looking at this girl and I was like, oh my gosh, I think I know this girl. Where did I know this girl from? And then I was like,
You're like, that's my waxer.
I'm like, that's my laser hair
not
removal.
waxer. Yeah.
That's my laser hair removal girl. And I was like, hey, how are you? And she's like, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. I was like,
You're like, yeah, I'm not coming back.
I was like, you've seen a lot of me. And then I just had to make jokes because I'm like, you don't really think about running into those people just in your daily life. They were always just a distant person who's seen parts of my body that most people have never seen. And so it was just so funny all night. I was just like, yeah, I was like, we're really close.
In different ways.
She knows me really well.
I don't know why I just thought about this, but there was one time in middle school where I accidentally shaved half my eyebrow off. And
Wait, why?
why?
Were you like shaping it with a razor or something?
There was back in the day, it was like a battery operated. It looked like one of those face things that we were talking about.
The
But it
little
was
round
for
ones?
your eyebrows.
Okay.
And it was like vibrating, but it would shave.
Yeah.
I was trying to just do like little things here and there, and I don't even know what happened, obviously, because I went honk.
It just
And I
slipped.
swear to God, I was like, I was like, Mom! And you know what she did?
Did she shave the other one to match?
No, but she should have. That's
'Cause
even
that would have been
funnier.
great.
Knowing my mom,
You would just
she
have
would
these,
have.
You just have this part.
I would have the Hitler mustache, but as eyebrows.
Just this part missing.
God, and I have very dark
You
eyebrows.
do.
Can we just look at this right now?
If we all just was like this.
It'd be not cute. But
It looks
yeah,
very aggressive.
it looks super
very
aggro.
angry.
And can you only imagine one?
Yeah.
My mom, because my mom really doesn't wear makeup. We didn't have makeup in the house. She did, but I was like, Mom, let me use your eyebrow pencil. She was like, yeah, let me just color it in. I was like, well, I need to take it to school. She's like, no, you're not. She's like, here, use this. It was a pen, a straight up black pen.
Like a Sharpie.
No, like a pen, like a ballpoint pen. Because it's black.
Oh my God, I love her.
And she's so funny. And she's like, here, just color it
color
in.
it
And
in.
if something happens, just go to the bathroom and then just color it in again. And I was like, oh my God.
She is genius.
She's so funny. But yeah, that happened. That was mortifying.
That's amazing.
So
I love it.
I used to shave my big toes. I don't know if you do anymore.
I still do, yes.
Which is so funny because it was always a joke in one of my households in Hawaii where one of my roommates, she's like, oh, I have a hot date. I have to go in and shave my big toe. And I'm like, what?
Sometimes I forget about it and it gets a little out of control, and then I notice it and I'm like, oh, shoot, I need to do that.
Mine are, and I just don't even care anymore. And
Just let it go.
yeah, they're like,
Look, that one has a happy face. It can have a little
It does.
toupee. Little toe hair toupee.
I know. And that's why when we were at your Christmas party a few years ago and I got the bag where it was like wax a part of your body,
Yeah.
Ryan was like, your big toes.
Yeah.
Yeah, waxing's funny. Ryan's always told me how he's done the nose ones.
Oh,
Have you seen those fail ones?
Those are scary.
very scary.
Those like, I don't know if I could do. I don't
No.
know if I could wax my nose hair. I'd rather just get a razor up in there and just shave.
Yeah,
all up
I'd
in
rather have
there.
hair sticking out. It's way too scary.
Oh my gosh, yeah, those Ugh.
Because how do you
No,
get
it
it
makes
out?
my eyes water. It makes my eyes water thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be extremely painful.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no, thank you.
yeah. Hard pass. Well, on a nicer note, what are we cooking this week?
I don't know. I need to look at my Pinterest because I was saving a bunch of stuff. What do you have something? Do you want to start?
Let's see. What am I cooking this week?
Do you ask your kids what they want or do you just do whatever feels right?
Yeah, the other day I actually asked all my kids to send me. I didn't give them an option. I said, "Tell me what you want to eat for dinner."
Mm-hmm.
You must reply.
Mm.
You must reply. If you need ideas, there's a list on the side of the fridge. And that was really good. And we actually ate some different things that we haven't eaten in a while.
Nice.
So I feel like this time of year, I just want to do everything that's fast and
Yeah.
doesn't make my house warm and that I'm not standing over a hot stove for hours and
Yeah.
hours. But I do really love super yummy shrimp ceviche recipe
Ooh.
where the shrimp, but you actually cook the shrimp, but it's chopped up shrimp and onions and garlic and cilantro. It's pretty much pico de gallo with shrimp in it and then a bunch of lime.
Mm.
And I don't know, it would probably taste fire with those plantain chips.
Ooh. Scooping
Just
it?
scooping it up
That'd be a really yummy idea.
with that. And then I was thinking, I do have a lot of leftover teriyaki chicken thighs because I did 4 containers of them because I'm like, I'm making a bunch of these. But I was talking to Andrew and I was like, I bet I could chop these up and throw them in a tortilla with some slaw, just like some shredded cabbage with a little bit of Asian sweet chili sauce.
Yum.
So like a sweet, crunchy coleslaw with the chicken thighs wrapped up in a tortilla. I'm like, that's not even cooking. That's just rolling food up.
Heck yeah.
Rolling food up into a tortilla. So I think I'm going to do a wrap or something like that. And then I started thinking of some other wraps. Outcast has a really yummy wrap that has spicy sauce and chicken and things like that in it. And I'm like, why don't I make these at home? Like I could totally do it.
Totally.
So maybe we're going to go wraps this week.
Yeah, wraps are yummy. They're
Yeah.
easy and they're filling.
Yeah. My sister also gave me a yummy one. I can't remember what type of meat's in it, but it has like a slaw. I like a slaw over lettuce because cabbage has such a nice crunch to it and it really doesn't have a flavor, especially if it's raw. I feel like you can put whatever you want on it to give it whatever flavor and it's delicious.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
I think we're going wraps.
That sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah.
Wraps are yummy. I'll cook any kind of veggies and tofu and throw it in a tortilla with a sauce and it's so good. Tortillas are literally so universal.
They really are. And if you're trying to go low carb stuff, the low carb tortillas
They're
are
yummy.
freaking delicious. Like the texture's nice.
Yeah.
They still have a good flavor. Bravo Tortilla Land because those are good. Yeah.
Ryan hates the ones I buy. I buy me and Mab the whole wheat ones because I like the texture
Yeah,
of
those are garbage.
I love the texture of them. They're like chewy in a weird way. It's so good.
That's funny.
I don't know. I'm like, he hates them. But yes, I found what I was going to, what I pinned. It's called a white bean and pesto bake. And it's literally Great Northern beans, brown rice or whatever kind of rice you have, a bunch of cherry tomatoes and pesto, and you just mix it together. And I'm assuming you add like veggie broth or water for the rice and you just bake it.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, it sounds so good because all I want is rice and beans right now.
Yeah.
But it sounds so good and refreshing because I love cherry tomatoes that have been cooked or baked. I don't know why, but
really
so good.
They're very good.
And pesto is so underused in my house.
My younger daughter loves pesto. I'm pretty sure she's made gnocchi, pasta,
So good.
sandwiches, chicken. It doesn't matter. She'll put pesto on it and eat it. She loves it. And then she'll add a little cream in and make it creamy pesto
Oh my God,
sometimes.
yum.
Yeah.
Pesto always reminds me of, we used to shop at Costco in college and we would get the pretzel buns, which I just bought this week and we've been crushing them. They're so good.
Yum.
And we would cut them open and we would smear pesto and make like veggie sandwiches with lettuce, tomatoes, and cucumbers with the pesto. Oh my God, it was so good.
Ooh.
I know.
Yum.
Yummy.
That sounds delicious.
And then the meat eaters would put turkey
The meat eaters.
and cheese.
The meat eaters who don't have a cold.
Yeah.
A little meat and
cheese.
meat and antibiotic sandwich. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed our hair removal stories.
Our hairy stories.
Send us some of your hairy stories. We want to hear about it.
Yes. Send them all our way. How funny. Do you guys wax, thread, shave, go au natural?
Yeah, just let her grow. Brush her out, braid her up.
I love it. Protective styles? What are we talking?
I love
I love it. Yeah,
So,
let us know.
smooth, hairy, in between. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Smooth, hairy, in between. What's funny is
Prickly.
you're probably the smooth one, and I'm for sure the hairy one.
And that, party people, wraps up another delightful episode of Parties to Playdates.
We hope you're leaving with a smile, a story, and maybe a tip or two.
Remember, life's journey is better shared with a friend.
And we're so grateful to be part of yours.
If you enjoyed today's chat, don't forget to rate and subscribe to our show.
Your support keeps our community growing and our stories flowing. We want to hear from you. Please send us your thoughts, ideas, and questions to partiestoplaydates@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Parties to Playdates.
Until next time, keep embracing the chaos and finding the joy.
Take care and stay connected, party people.
Bye for now, and don't forget to laugh a little extra today.
Bye.